Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and it's Autumn Journal Day today. So I want to get some ephemera pieces. There's a few pieces that need finishing, a few things that I want to make. These are the pieces of that tissue box that I've cut up. And I'm going to make just a couple of things with those. Not all of them, I've got far too much here, but some of it will work for next year as well, I'm sure. But I'm going to do a couple of things with those, but I'll come back to those, because I've just pulled out the pieces of ephemera that were made already, and they all need a little bit extra finishing off, so I thought maybe I should start with that. So this piece was one I did as part of Roxy's weekly challenge, where we just put the fabric swatches down onto a piece of old ephemera, and I want to add a die cut to that, just to make it more autumnal and more in keeping with the rest of the journal. Then they've got these two pockets that we made, possibly, I can't remember if they were both part of the 50 stack challenge. I'm sure this one was. I can't remember about this one, it's a while ago. And mostly I have got the pockets all stuffed. So this was the tuck. Oh, I think this was flowers, where I did the big sunflower piece here. I think that was part of the 50 stack challenge. So I have this little tag in here. So cute, isn't he? He's all backed and inked. I have a fairy in here. She's backed, but I haven't quite finished cutting around her yet. Isn't she sweet? So she's in there. And I've also got another tag at the back in there. But I felt, and I'd also just pop this piece of file folder in here because it just needed one more piece just to kind of complete it. So that needs work. That needs finishing. Similar story with this one. Got loads of little bits tucked in here. This is one of those pockets I make quite often because I really like them. You can tuck all sorts of little bits in. It's got this little journal card, this tea card, journal card from the kit, tag from the kit, another tag from the kit with an additional squirrel just stuck on there. I can't remember if I did these on camera or not. You probably remember better than I do what I've done on camera. But there was still a pocket at the back. So this just piece was floating around on my desk as a scrap of file folder, as you can see. So that'll need covering up. I did want to put that on the back because that's, I don't want to have to cover the back because that's writing space and it makes it a bit too thick if I put layer on the back as well as on the front. So I thought, well, I can cover that over. But I can do something with that to make that into a big tag or journal card. So let's take these one at a time and just see how far we get, because there's lots I can do, more than I'm going to have time for, I'm sure. So let's first of all find something to go on this journal card. And I've got all my die cuts and bits and pieces from the Tracy Fox kit. I did pull out a few options, not sure which ones I want to choose yet. I keep trying to use this little fairy because I love her, but again the colours don't really work on here. So that's the big one and that's the small one. But no, not quite right, but she's going on somewhere. I'm determined. I'm going to do a card especially for her, I think. Because I do need, when I looked at what I've got more pockets and I haven't got many things to go in them. So, well, the ones that haven't already been stuffed anyway. So I'm going to need to make one big belly journal card for my belly band, that for sure. So I've got these two. The other two I pulled out, I thought the colours would go. I've got the lovely Mr. Fox, but I think it's too wide. I think this looks a little odd here. So I would cut this bit off. So ignore that bit. I thought he would look rather nice on there. We haven't used him yet. So he's definitely an option. And I've got various die cuts of these mixture of autumn produce, I suppose you could say. So we've got looks like some gourds of some sort, but kind of quite neutrally, and nuts and seeds and things. I'm kind of drawn to that, I think, on here. Don't know why, I just feel like it all just goes quite well. I think I might do that. He will go quite well on something else, I think. So I might put him aside. Here we go, I'm off again. As soon as I start talking on camera, I do beg your pardon, that's my phone. Yeah, as soon as I start talking on camera, I start to cough. Don't cough the rest of the time. I think it's just, I don't know whether it's a dry atmosphere in my room. That could be it, because we have got the heating on. So I'm just going to ink around this. And I'm going to just pop this on here and I'll call that one good, I think. So this will go in a pocket. It's got slightly wrinkly writing space on the back, but it can be written on. So I hope you're all well. We're well here. Quite, it's getting really autumnal here, as I've probably mentioned before, but it's getting colder as well. So let's put that on there, and I think I don't want to cover up too much of the background. The whole idea of this was using some original ephemera, so this does allow it to sort of show through. So I'm just going to grab a piece of book page and we'll get cracking. I'm just wondering whether to round those corners a little bit. I might just snip them, just so that they're not going to curl when they're going in and out of the pocket. Oh, I hope that's going to glue onto my fabric. Haven't really thought about that, but we'll see, won't we? I can always add a bit of extra glue if it's popping up. Alright, so yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to do a little snip snip on the corners because they're already beginning to curl a little bit. And we'll just give that a little quick ink. So I'm beginning to feel that we're not far from the end of doing this journal now, because I didn't want to do loads of pockets in the journal because we've got so many pockets in the cover, haven't we? So I think I've got side tuck, a belly band, I've got these two pockets. I'm going to be making certainly a couple here. And there's postcards in the kit that I could easily make into a pocket, so we might be almost there on the pockets, and then we've just got to make sure I've got things to pop in them. And I don't have a lot of that kind of thing, but I don't think it will take too much to make some, so maybe a couple more videos, we'll see. I'm enjoying it, so I might stretch it out a bit. Right, let's do the next one. So that's this little card here, and I've just done a sort of, it was a little bit rounded because it was a piece of a file folder, so I've used my envelope punch and kind of matched them up. They're not totally the same, but close enough. Oh, I should probably just quickly cut around this as well, so she's finished. So it's just because I only put the backing on this morning and I wanted it to dry. So they're done, and there's so many tags of mostly small, quite small tags, which is ideal for these little pockets. There's a few larger tags, which we could also use, but I quite like to make my own a lot of the time. So, and I'll just give her a little ink to get rid of the white edges. It needs nothing more, I don't think, on here. And the tags are so beautifully drawn. Look at that, isn't she sweet? Gorgeous little fairy. I am finding myself more and more drawn to putting fairies in my journals. I seem to have done it a lot this year, and I have just bought a Christmas kit of Christmas fairies. I can't keep away from them. So they might make an occasional appearance as well in some of in my journal. So what was I going to do with this? Oh yes, trying to remember now. I talked about it, and I have finally made a decision and bought myself a stamp set, an autumn stamp set. I've just put it in one of these plastic sleeves, because I always store, when I can, I store my stamps in these sleeves, and they're in a box, and then it's easy to kind of find what I want. And I'll show you. So it's really nice. It's got pumpkins. It's got what's it called? Acorn. Yes, acorn. A couple of mushrooms, some leaves, a little squirrel, some trees. So it's got a nice collection. It's even got some snowflakes, so it could be used in winter as well. So yes, I really like it, and I want to use some of them on here. Let's just get this out of its packaging. I don't really need that packaging now, do I? Because it's got its sleeve. So I want to use, I think I'm going to make this a bit mushroomy, because I have got a mushroom sticker I thought would go well on here. It's just about the perfect size. So I'm going to give it a little mushroomy background. And yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do with this. I've got single mushroom. Let's put that on this block here, just fits. And I've got my big, taller one as well. Here, and I'm just going to, because they're new, I'm going to stamp them onto a scrap of paper first, I think, because I don't ever think to do that, and I always end up regretting it because they don't stamp properly. What do I need? I think I'll use brown. There's loads of amazing mushrooms in the woods at the moment. I don't know whether we're having a particular year, they call them. I don't know if there's the particular years when you get lots of these, the red ones, you know, the actual classic domed red with the white spots. We've seen some of those in the woods. Don't really ever see those. So my husband thought the particular years you get them. Oh, that has stamped nicely, hasn't it? Ooh. This was not an expensive stamp, I have to say, but that is beautiful. So crisp. Oh, that was user error, that wasn't the stamp. I should have pressed it flat. There we go. Oh, quite like it like that, actually. Sort of like a more faded out. I'm wondering, because that's got the one with the spots, I'm wondering whether to do that in a red. Shall I try it? Don't know. We'll see how it looks. I might do it as they call it, secondary stamp, like that faded one, but in red, because this is that red mushroom. Maybe I can do the bottom part in brown. Getting experimental now, using two stamps on one, or two inks on one stamp. Shall we have a look? Ooh. Didn't come out very well, but I think that's because the top of it's not quite on the stamp. I wonder if I can find a bigger one. Well, this is a bit too big really, but it might stamp a bit better. Or I'll just swap it over with this one. Maybe I'll do that. It's a bit too big, bit clunky, this one. Okay, let's try this. I think I like the red, but I don't really like the red and the brown together. I think it looks weird. So I'm going to try doing it with red. Okay, stamp it once on here, and then I'm going to try on there more firmly. Yeah, I like that. So it's not too bright. Might just do one more. Do it on here. I'm going to do it up here. Yes, yes, I like that. Okay. Rid of that. Oh, could almost do another one. Anyway, another really pale one. Might do that again. I don't know. I'm trying things out that I haven't really done before. Certainly haven't stamped red mushrooms before. I don't do a lot of mushrooms, but I think it would be quite nice to have mushrooms on here. Right, now I'm going to do some these in the brown. I'm not pressing very hard, I'm just getting some of the ink off. Okay. Oh yes. Can you see it's just, so I've kind of just faded it out really. Because this is a vellum sticker, so it'll be kind of see-through. So I'm just thinking maybe that will be, I might just do, I don't know, should I do any more little bits? No more mushrooms, no. I'm done with mushrooms. But let's just put me stamps both on here, then they're together. I've got a little acorn. I wonder whether to pop in a few acorns just scattered about. Just try that. And on here, second one. And down there. And there. Off to the edge of there. Off the edge there. Okay, that is my stamped card. Quite like that. I'm not sure I need anything else on it now, but so if I put that on there, it just gives it that little focal point, but the other bits will shine through because it is kind of transparent, especially on around the edges. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put it on and see, and then we might just need to put a little something on the top. It's coming. Okay, let's put that sticker on. There we are. It all fades into the background around the edges, so you don't really see them. So that's our little journal card. I'm just going to, I think I'll round those bottom corners. And then I might see what I can, if only I could do it properly. I always seem to not put it in quite right. I always feel when it doesn't go right. Okay, so we've got our card. I want to put a little topper on. Maybe a, whatchamacallit, whale tail. That's what I'm thinking, a whale tail. I need some piece of William Morris. Let's see. It's only quite thin. I think it would be okay, but I don't know if it's wide enough. It wasn't wider down this end actually. Let's see if we can do it. It is wide enough, that's good. And that piece of sticker. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm just going to, is that the right one? No. Think around it. And glue it to the top of my tag. There we are. Okay, so that's that. It's going in here. Don't want to lose her. That's going in there. Just wondering if this needs a little something as well, doesn't it? It's a little bare. Let's see if there's anything in the Autumn Wonder kit that I haven't used that would go on here. Ear of corn. Another ear of corn, bigger ear of corn. Oh, enormous ear of corn. No, that might be too big. Maybe that would be all right. Got a little squirrel. Maybe. Got a label saying October. Got all the months, I think. I don't know when you pick corn. October might be wrong. My husband grew some this year in his allotment, and we had that. I'm sure we had that last month, in September. I don't know if I've got a small September. I have. Maybe September would be a better month to choose. All sorts in here. I feel like I need to do some more printing and cutting out of some of these pieces. There was loads of fussy cuts in this Autumn Wonder kit. And I'm only using ones I haven't used before. I've used them a lot. Right, so we could do... No, I wasn't going to do October, I was going to do September. That work? Going to cover up that. That's sunflower, isn't it? Yeah, I might just do that, I think. Do I need to ink any of this? It's just just to see if there's any white bits. I don't think there's too much. That's a bit fragile. It's hanging on by a thread. I need to get that glued on quick. And do I need anything behind here? Don't know. Nope, I don't think so. Right, let's just glue these on. I just needed to put a little something on this tag to make it look a bit more finished. September. Could do with harvest, couldn't we? September harvest. But well, I don't think I've got that. Okay. That's better. Okie dokie. Topper. Little topper. Little something. Have I got some bits of... I want a little bit of fabric or something on the top there. About a piece of one of these. Maybe a bit of that. Okay, a little bit of glue, pop it on, and then I'll do a little staple in it. That's not very central. I can see from that. I can see from the back that it's not in the middle. Quick staple. And that's that one done. Okay, so this pocket is now fully stuffed and I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's that one done. So I've got one more to finish. I've got this one to do. And I think I'm going to use some stamps again, but obviously I have to cut... Oh, that's not... It's a bit rough there. I'm just going to trim that actually. I'm not sure. That was probably... Let's get my trimmer in. I've got too many things shoved at the back of my desk. That's it. That's that up. Okay. Right. So I thought I could possibly get rid of this bit. Maybe cover up. Do a piece going down here and then stamp the rest. So I thought I like this. I don't know why. Haven't used much yellow in this journal really. So I'm going to put that there like that. Maybe I'll have a little bit in the corner. Just for balance. Maybe a piece down there. And then stamp across it. That's what I was thinking. So I might just do that, glue those on, and then do a little bit of stamping across the middle. Now, get the right ink on here. This is all walnut stain. This one. I can already tell I'm not going to get everything done I would have liked to do today. I never do. I never manage to get as much done as I want. And I'm still trying to edit less if I can, which means shorter videos slightly, but take less time to edit because I find that sometimes the editing process takes longer than making the videos themselves. And I find them they start stacking up where I've made 3 videos over the weekend sometimes. And it can take me all week to get them all edited and uploaded. And I think it's important to edit. I don't really like too much blank time on my videos, so I will edit where needed, but try not to have to do too much of it. Okay, that's that. So that's a kind of starting point, a little different. Right, so what are we going to do with those stamps? I do like these stamps. So I'm going to, I think I'll put the little squirrel down at the bottom and maybe a tree next to him. So let's put some of these stamps back on the stamp pad. So I've got this one, go on here, this one. Sometimes stamps are really difficult to get off the back. Now I'm not sure which way this goes now. I think that's correct. So that can go on there. My little tree, I think, can go on here. Have I got a... Yes, I've got it slightly... There's no tool though. Right, I'm going to try them out on my bit of paper again. If I can find it. Where'd I throw it? Oh, over here. Okay, let's do little Mr. Squirrel. Yes. Oh, he's nice. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so he can go. Put him down here. Okay. And then I've got my tree. I was going to put the tree behind him, wasn't I? That was a fail. Maybe you can... Okay, and I haven't got a green out. Or do I need a tree that's turning? I'm going to just experiment a bit here. Sorry guys. This looks like a pine tree, so it's not going to be changing colour, so it needs to be green. No. know what I want. This is my library green. I think it's a good green for a pine tree. Okay, just a little cluster of trees. Okay, not terribly well stamped, but I'm starting to think I might have something in the middle there. What else have I got? Well, I have leaves. Leaves, a leaf, two leaves. Might do a little leaf fluttering by. Put this one. And then I've got a smaller one. And I've got the pine cones as well, haven't I? Again, I want to do them kind of in the background. So I might just do another tree up in that top corner. I'm playing. Can you tell? I'm playing with my new stamps. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking you along with me for the ride. Oop. Okay, I can never get that top on there properly. That's it, got the top. Okay, I do like the tree. And let's do, where's my top for the green? I don't want to put my elbow in it. Sorry, I hope I'm still on camera. Getting a little carried away. Right, so I've got the rusty hinge. I'm going to do a rusty hinge, sort of a leafy, couple of leaves in a rusty hinge. It's quite bright, so I'm just going to stamp it off a little bit. Okay. I think that's, yep, that's okay. And no, where that's going? That's going on there. I've got another, a different orange, a really bright orange. I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if I want to use it. I'm going to try it. This is carved pumpkin. I don't know if I've ever used it actually. It's probably super juicy. Right, let's go with see what that looks like. It'll be a different shade of orange anyway. On there. Oh, that's a nice stamp. I'll put one there. And then I'm going to try doing a few in the scatter straw. Having lots of fun here. I don't do a lot of stamping, so this is quite fun to do something a bit different. Oh, it's actually, they're showing up okay. I don't know how well you can see them on camera, but they are showing up quite well. They pull out the colour in the paper. So we're getting there. Sorry, I'm off to the side there. We're getting there. Don't know if I need much more. I might put a few little acorns on, and then we'll be good. That goes on there. Use all my lids. Right. Let's put the leaf back on the backing, and let's get my little acorn. Let's do the acorn. Just a few here and there. They're quite big, these acorns, in comparison to the size of the leaves, but I suppose I will use the dark brown just for a bit of contrast, really. Stamp it off. Stamp it on. Stamp it off. Stamp it on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm liking it. He likes an acorn, doesn't he, Mr. Squirrel? I might put him one right by his feet, down here. There we are, he's going to eat that. Okay. Done. Stop. Okay. Right, so that's my card. Now I'm just wondering whether to add anything else or not, because I quite like all that now. I was starting to think that with the colours in here, this little girl could pop in the middle. Would she look totally out of place there? I'd have to ink around her and everything. But I'll do that anyway. Then I've got a better idea of whether she's the right thing to use. I'm still thinking I'll make a journal card for the bigger version of her. I'll just see if she'll fit in, because the colours work a bit better than some of the other colours with the yellow and that. That wasn't my original intention. I wasn't intending to add an extra thing, like a fussy cut or anything. I just thought with the colours maybe she'd work on here. I kind of like her on there, I think. Do I without or with? Without, I feel like I'm at the opticians. Feels like it needs something in the middle there, doesn't it? Sort of focal point. And she does kind of go with the yellows in the paper. I'm going to bring her down a little bit. I feel like I've got a bit of a gap here that needs a bit more something. So I don't want any more acorns. I'm going to put another stamp on there. Another leaf is what I meant to say. Another leafy stamp. Is that the right way around? They're quite thin, these stamps. It's not always easy to tell which is the flat side. But they do stamp rather well, considering. Oh, that didn't come out very well. It's going over the paper. Didn't pick it up. Yeah, for some reason, just filling in that little space there works for me. And I'm going to do one of the scatter straw, which is quite pale, but I think it would go there. Ooh, not terribly well stamped, but never mind. Bit of colour. And it's the colour I'm using for her, and that she would work with. Okay, I think I'm going with that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's time to stop on this. Okay, I will art glitter glue her in case the glue stick has problems with the gluing to the ink. I don't know if it will, probably not. I do hope I'm not muttering too much. I'm kind of thinking aloud. I find myself muttering sometimes, which I do apologise. Stringy bit. Ugh. So I've got another. It's a day I'm on my own. My husband goes and volunteers and does at the local, well, nearby, fairly nearby, it's about 20 minutes away. It's an old manor house with big gardens, beautiful gardens, and the actual gardens have been used on as the set for Bridgerton. If any of you watch Bridgerton on Netflix, I'm a big fan. Excited for the new series to come along, which won't be. I don't think it's far off now. Yes, and they filmed the garden scenes in the Rest Park, which is just up the road from us. And my husband has been volunteering every Monday there in the gardens. Helping. They've been digging up all the old flowers, and they're going to be replanting, and it's quite hard work. Comes home exhausted, but he loves it. It's right up his street. I can't think of anything I'd want to do less, personally. Anyway, I'm thinking tag shape. Where's my pocket? Tag shape or rounded corners of journal card. I might make it a big journal card and round the corners. Here we are. I'm not very good at doing them upside down, but it is easy to see where you're going. That's it. A little bit of paper sticking out. Oh, I'm just going to stamp a pumpkin on the back there. I can't help myself, just because there's a little mark down here. So let's pumpkin it. I lost my stamps. Oh, there they are. Blending into the background. What should I do? I should just get these little set of stamp of pumpkins. I'm going to pumpkin the corner where I've got a little bit of orange ink. If I can think of any other way of using my stamps, I will. Because I've had lots of fun with them this morning. Yeah. There they are. Right, so that's that card done. Oh, I've got to be up here as well. Oh well. Maybe I'll go round the whole thing with a bit of orange. Okay. That's it. It's probably quite wet now, but I'll just put a bit of ink around it so then you don't notice the little splotches so much. Oh, and it's upside down. My pumpkins are upside down. Oh no, suspended pumpkins. Oh well. I hadn't noticed that. I wonder if any of you did notice that I had the whole thing upside down when I was doing that. Not much I can do. I might have to stamp it onto something else and turn it the other way up or something. I don't know. But, yeah. It's on the back. Nobody will notice. And just putting my leaf back on the pack. So I think really and truly that's all I've got time for today. So much more I wanted to do. I definitely want to work on these bits. As I said, I'm going to only use some of them, but these two pieces, the side panels, I've cut into like side tucks. I may only use one, or I might use two. I don't know. I'll decorate those. And then these are just the flaps. They're like little, I don't know, like little paint pots, aren't they? But I thought I could have a couple. They'll need decorating. They've got bits stuck to them and stuff. But I thought I could have a couple on a page like that as little pockets, something like that. So that I've got 2 sets of those. So, and they've got little mushrooms on those ones with the spots they've got on here. And this one's got it right in the middle. There. So they're rather nice. They don't need an awful lot of extra decorating, I don't think. So we'll get to those next time and see what else we can make. So this is today's make. So I've got this journal card to go in this pocket, and I did this journal card for this pocket, and I finished off this journal card. Doesn't feel like I've achieved very much, but I've had lots of fun doing not very much. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.